Hello everyone, I am Cindy from Crochet. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this lovely autumn ornament. So these autumn ornaments are very tiny, but you guys can also use the larger hook to make the bigger ornaments. So I also add the fairy light as well. Okay, you guys can see the size comparison with my hand. I use a 1.75 mm crochet hook and the lace yarn to make these tiny things. If you want the PDF version and see my other design, please check my Ravelry Pocket Crochet. You can find the link in the description box. And I also need you guys to have other equipment as follows. The first one is the floral wire. And then you need the fabric glue and 2 mm back beads. And then the pet brush and the acrylic yarn. And then fluffy yarn. And also you need polyester fiber. And then the fairy light 2 mm long. I got it from Aliexpress. And this is the agenda for what I'm going to teach you guys. I will start off with the pumpkin. So this pumpkin, I also add the space to put on the fairy light device as well. And also I teach you how to make the fruit branch, silver glass, and then Dandelion. And also the leaves. And then I will teach you how to make the leaves baskets. And then the maple tree. And the ladder. And lastly, I teach you how to make the broom. And now, let's get started. Then, for the pumpkin, for the pumpkin, we can insert the fairy light motor inside in order to turn on the light or turn off the light. And then, you can capture the screen for your personal use for this one. This is a pattern for giant pumpkin. There will be 10 sections of the pumpkin. So the first section you will work with 13 chains and then make one chain turn and then make 3 SC, 2 HDC, 3 DC, 2 HDC, and then 3 SC again. Alright. Alright, after you finish the first row, you will get something like this. For the second row, you make one chain and then repeat row 2, which is 2, 3 SC, 2 HDC, 3 DC, 2 HDC, and 3 SC, just like that. And for row 4 as well, so just repeat row 2. So you will have the total of 3 rows for the first section. After that, we will make the ringe. By making the ringe, you will make one chain and then turn and then make 13 slip stitch on the back loop. So if you notice that I put the hook inside the back loop and then make slip stitch like this. Okay, keep doing so until you reach 13 slip stitch. Alright. Okay guys, you will see that there will be the ringe. Now I will start the second section. For second section, you will make one chain and then turn and then make 3 SC, 2 HDC, 3 DC, 2 HDC, and 3 SC on the back loop. So you will work on the back loop and just see that the previous row, which is row 5, will come the ringe of this pumpkin. Alright, after you finish the second section, you will have to repeat the second section until you have the total of 10 sections. After you finish 10 sections, you will need to join the first and the 10th section together by making 13 slip stitch on back loop. So how to make it? You will need to put the hook into 2 layers of the back loop and then make slip stitch. First of all, you need to slip stitch the yarn in and then make 1 chain first and then keep making slip stitch. Yeah, for what I'm doing, I put the hook into the back loop of both layers like this and then make slip stitch. Alright, and then keep doing that until you finish it. After you finish it, you will work on the bottom section of this pumpkin. You just work on the bottom circumference. So there are 10 sections, right? So what you need to do is that you will make SC on each section. Just 1 SC on each section. Yeah, like this. Yeah, keep making 1 SC on each section. So you will have the total of 10 SC when you finish this row. After that, you can just fasten off. So there will be the hole like this at the end of the pumpkin. So this hole you will insert the fairy light. Alright, then for the top section, you need to work on the top circumference. First of all, you need to slip stitch the yarn in, but for this, top section will be different. You will need to make SC on each row. So in the first section, there are 3 rows. So you need to make 3 SC on each section. Alright, so you will have the total of 30 SC on this row. Okay, after you finish, you will get this shape and then just insert the fairy light. I recommend you getting the same size as myself. I will put the link in the description. If you want to buy it, you can buy it on eBay or Aliexpress. The price is very cheap. It is even less than $1. And also, I fill in the polyester fiber. I also use the glue, like the fabric glue, to attach the polyester fiber to the pumpkin's wall, in order that in the middle of this pumpkin we can fill in the device for the fairy light. The device of the fairy light, yes. Okay. Yeah, this is a fairy light. When you use it, yeah, very beautiful for some festival. If you want to use it for the decoration of something else, this will be beneficial. So what you need to do is that you just insert the wire of the fairy light through the hole at the bottom side of the pumpkin, and then put the switch. Try to make the switch on the top side so you can easily turn it on or turn it off. Alright, it will look like this. Okay, for the lid section, you can capture the screen for your personal use only. For the lid, there is nothing too difficult, so you can basically work with the stem first. For the stem, make magic ring 5 SC for 3 row, and then for the 4th row, make 5 increases After you finish this row, you will have 10 stitches. Don't forget that for this row, you might need to change the color from brown to orange. Okay, then sew the dent. Sew the pumpkin like you try to sew the surface of the lid to the stem part in order to create the dent on the lid surface. And then after that, I will make a top to cover the stem once again. And also for the leaf you will need to start with the magic ring like this, and then make 6 chain. After that, make slip stitch on the third stitch from the hook, and then make SC, and then make HDC, and then make SC. Alright, and after that, go inside the ring. Yeah, put the hook inside the ring like this, and then make slip stitch on the ring. Okay, now we finish the first row, and then you will need to fasten off like this, and then pull the yarn to close the loop. For the second row, slip stitch the yarn on the other side, and then make SC, and then make the next stitch, make 2 HDC on the same stitch, 1 HDC, and then 2 HDC in the same stitch, and then fasten off like this. Okay, now you have the second section of this leaf, and then this is optional. This is the third row. You can just finish with the second row, but if you want to add more, you can do this as well. You can just slip stitch the yarn in the middle of the stitch, and then make 2 chain, and then make 2 HDC in the same stitch, 1 HDC, 2 HDC. Alright, after that, in the next stitch, make SC. Okay, make SC like this. And then for the last stitch, make slip stitch and then fasten off. Okay, and then make another slip stitch on the other side. You can also sew it as well, but you can also make another slip stitch, and then you will get something like this. Alright, after that, just sew the tip of each margin of this pumpkin leaf in order to make it look more pointed. Then cut the wire for 10 cm. You can use the floral wire. It will be very nice. And then just wrap around the crochet hook like this, and then just get it out. You will get the shape of the white for the pumpkin. Okay, alright, and then just attach it on the stem part. Then sew the leaf part as follow. You can also use the big leaf and small leaf together. Okay, and the last step is to sew the lid to the body part of the pumpkin. You only need to sew only one side because you need to open the lid all the time in order that you can switch on the light. Okay, for the medium and small pumpkin, you can capture the screen for your personal use. And this one is not very difficult, so I think you can figure it out how to do it based on the giant pumpkin. Alright, now we finished very cute pumpkin. I hope you guys like it. Then we will make the fruit branch. For the fruit branch, cut the short wire and use 2 mm back pleats. And also the fabric glue as well. First of all, apply the fabric glue on top of the wire, then put on the back pleats like this. Okay, and then after that, apply the fabric glue on top of the beads once again, and then you just let it dry. Okay, you make a few of them, and then you can glue 3 to 4 wire together, or you can even use only 2 wire. It depends on your design. Okay, this is done. And then let's move on to the silver glass. For the silver glass, you will need to use the acrylic yarn and the wire, maybe the golden wire, and then the paintbrush as well. Okay, first of all, just fold the wire into the loop like this. Okay, and then just use the larger crochet hook size, or just use larger crochet hook size like 3 mm or something, and then slip stitch the yarn into the loop, and then you need to work on the loop. Make the first stitch. When you put the yarn in front of the stitch and then make a C, and then once again just put the hook inside the loop, put the yarn in front of the hook, and then make a C. Okay, and lastly just make slip stitch into the loop and then fasten off. Alright. Okay, after that, use the brush to the yarn and brush the yarn with the paintbrush until it gets fluffy. Okay guys, this is now it gets fluffy now, and then if you can see that there are some part that is not covered with the fluffy yarn, you can just use the red or fluffy leftover and use the fabric glue to attach this part on the wire once again in order to cover the part that it doesn't look nice. Okay, just cover the part that doesn't look nice like this. then just trim it like this. You should make around 5 of them. And then let's move on to the dandelion. For the dandelion, we will use the white, the fluffy yarn, and the glue. For the fluffy yarn, you can use any size, but you might need to trim more if you use the larger size of the fluffy yarn. First of all, just fold the end into the loop like this, and then just put the fluffy yarn into the loop. You don't need to use crochet hook actually. Okay, just put it inside the loop like this, and then tie the knot twice. Just basically tie the knot twice, and then just cut the yarn. Okay, after that, just use some fabric glue to attach the fluffy yarn into the wire, and maybe you can twist the wire a little bit in order to secure the fluffy yarn on top of the wire. Lastly, you need to trim it. The more you trim, the smaller it can get. If you want it small, just trim it more. Okay, and then make like 5 of them. You can use cream color or white color as the dandelion. Okay, lastly, just make a small rectangular shape by making egg shape and then egg DC, and then just insert these branches through it. You get something like this after you insert all of them, and then sew all the wire attaching it to the rectangular fabric. After that, after you finish sewing it, you can secure it once more time using the fabric glue on top of it and wait until it's dry. After that, just try to bend the exceeded part of the wire back inside the rectangular area. Okay, alright, and now I finished it. Alright, let's start to learn how to make the leaves. There are 3 types of leaves I'm going to teach you guys. For the first one is a maple leaf. We will have T size, but they have no differences. And there are 2 styles, with and without wire. These are 3 sizes, but I think there is not much different. You can use the bigger yarn for making the bigger leaves. Alright, for the first model would be the maple leaf with the branch. For the branch, you will need to use the floral wire and bend it into the loop like this. After that, you will need to work on the loop by putting the crochet hook inside the loop and then slip stitch the yarn in. For the first margin, we are going to make 3 chains and then make slip stitch on the 3rd stitch from hook, and then slip stitch inside the groove. Alright, this is the first margin, and then the second margin you will make 4 chains and then slip stitch on the 3rd stitch from the hook like this, and then make SC in the next chain or the last chain of this. After that, make slip stitch on the Y. Okay, and then the third margin, make 4 chains. After that, make slip stitch on the third stitch from the hook. After that, make SC on the next chain, which is the last chain. And then lastly, make slip stitch on the Y. Okay, and then for margin, fourth margin and fifth margin, we will repeat the second and first margin respectively. Alright, so this one is nothing too complicated. You just keep making this cloth on the wire. Alright, and then when you finish, just fasten off. Okay, and the most important thing, don't forget to bend the Y like this. Okay, the shape will look like the flower, but the most important part is that you sew it into the maple leaf. To sew it, you need to split the yarn would be better because lighter yarn is more beautiful. So you can split off the main lace yarn into the lighter thread, and then just sew the tip of each margin in order to make it look more pointed. Just sew the tip like 3 to 4 times each. After that, you sew each margin close to each other. I would recommend you do the same thing I did because I start from the first margin and sew the tip of the first margin first, and then try to attach the first margin closer to the second margin. Alright, now you see, after I sew the tip of the first margin, it will look more pointed. Alright, now I'm going to sew it to the second margin. Just basically sew it like this and make sure that the first margin is attached to the second margin like this. Alright, sew it like this so you see the first margin move closer to the second margin. And then also don't forget to sew the tip of the second margin in order to make it more pointed. After finishing sewing the tip of the second margin, we will sew the second margin closer to the third margin, and after that, sew the tip of the third margin. Also do the same thing for the fourth and fifth margin, and you might need to start from the fifth margin the same way that I start from the first margin. Do the same thing for these two margins. Alright. When you finish it, the shape of the maple leaf will look like a star. Okay, and then after that, you will need to embroider the mid lip and vein using the lighter thread. I will start from the mid leaf first and then make 2 veins and it will look like this. After that, use the same thread to wrap around the wire in order to make the stem. Okay, so you can keep wrapping around like this. And maybe you will need to sew it a little bit around in order to secure it. If you use the glue, it will be easier because it will help securing the thread around the wire as well. So I sew it like this in order to secure it, but sometimes it might fall off if you don't use the glue, but it's also okay, you know. And then next one is the maple leaf without the stem, without using Y. So you will do the same thing, except you will need to work on magic ring instead of working on the loop. So the pattern are the same, but you will need to work on the magic ring instead. So to make the magic ring, I use some clip to help me keeping the shape of the ring, but nothing is too complicated. It is the same as the previous model. After you finish the whole thing, you will get the shape of a flower as well. So what you need to do is also the same thing. You need to sew the tip and each margin together. But the last thing, when you make the stem, you will need to slip stitch the yarn in the middle of the leaves and then make 2 chain. Alright, make two to 3 chain to be the stem. Also use the lighter thread as well to make the stem, because I'm going to use this thread to embroider the leaves vein as well. So I'm doing the same thing like the previous leaf I showed you. Alright, and now it is a leaf without the branch and the leaf with the branch. Yeah, it will look like this. Alright. And then let's move on to the oak leaves. For the oak leaves, the pattern is here. You can capture the screen for your personal use only. And I will show you how. So first of all, we will start with 8 chain. And then we will go to the second row, which is 1 chain and then turn and then make HDC. This is the first margin. The oak leaf also have 5 margin. The first margin I use the different color from the first row because I want to make it look with the variation of the color. So for the first margin, make 1 chain and then 2 SC in the same stitch. Alright, and then make 1 chain again and then slip stitch on in the same stitch. Okay, so what I put in the parenthesis means that you need to work on the same stitch. And then for the next stitch, just make slip stitch. And then for the second margin, make 1 chain and then make 1 HDC, 1 chain, and then make slip stitch in the same stitch. So you see, I put the parenthesis in order that you need to work them in the same stitch, and then make slip stitch in the next stitch as well. And then the neck margin, I change the color to be the darker orange. All right, and then I repeat the same stitch, the same step as the previous margin. All right. All right, after you finish the third margin, you just need to fasten off, and after that we will need to work on the other side of this chain by putting the yarn into the other side, and then continue by slip stitch the yarn in, and then continue the fourth margin. Make one chain and then make HDC, and then one chain, and then make slip stitch in the same stitch, and the next chain make slip stitch as well, and then I change the color and continue making the fifth margin. The code, the pattern is also as same as the previous margin you made. After you finish this margin, you can just fasten off and your oak leaf is done. Alright, after that, embroider the mid lip using the light thread. So I recommend you guys using the darker color, just like this. Alright, and now it is done. Very cute, tiny oak leaves. You can make different color for the variation. Alright, and then the last one is the common leaves. For the common leaves, we will have two types, two variation. The common type, leaf A and leaf B. You can capture the screen for your personal use. For the common type leaf, for model A, you will need to make 4 chain and then make 1 chain and then turn, make slip stitch on the second stitch from the hook, and then make 2 SC and then slip stitch on the last stitch of the chain. And then work on the other side of the chain, make 2 SC and then slip stitch. So basically the pattern is like, the leaf is like symmetry. It will look a little bit wide. Alright, and then fasten off. Yeah, it will look in this shape, and also you will need to sew the tip as well to make it look more pointed. Alright, also now I'm teaching you to make the common leaves type B. For type B, make 5 chain and then make 1 chain and then turn. Make slip stitch on the second stitch from the hook. Make SC and then HDC and then SC. And the last one is slip stitch. It might be a little bit hard to put in the last chain, but please try to do that. Alright, you will get this shape, and also don't forget to sew around the tip to make it look more pointed as well. Alright, so there are all the fallen leaves. They look awesome together. Also, I make the baskets to hold the leaves. The pattern, you can capture the screen. and for your personal use. Alright, I will make the illustration for some row because it's quite simple. For the first and second row is the base for the baskets. For the third row, you will need to make on the back loop. So this one is like the side part of the basket. So you make 16 DC on back loop only. Yeah, so you will see that there are the rinses on the base part. And then for row 4 to row 5, it will be a little bit complicated. You need to learn how to do the back post and the front post. So I make the back post DC and front post DC for this row. Okay, so you will see that I try to make it like switch of them. So now this is back post DC. Yeah. This is also back post DC. Yeah. So back post is like you going from front and then go behind the back. And now this is the front post. So front post you go from the back and then go through the front. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, you can find the chart or something on Google, so you can learn how to do that. And for the last row, row 7, just make increase and SC. This is quite basic. And after that, cut the small sheet of thick paper and use the glue and put it at the base. Yeah. So the shape will be better if you do so. Alright, and then fill in polyester fiber. We are not going to put the real leaf in it. We use the polyester fiber. And after that, just choose several leaves like oak leaves, maple leaf, or the common leaves. You can just put it inside the baskets and that sew it randomly. Yeah, so for me, I recommend you sew the larger leaf inside first, and then the smaller leaf you can just fill in the blank. Alright, let's move to the maple tree. So this tree, first of all, you need to learn about the tree component first. We will have a total of 4 sections: the main stem, the left branch, the right branch, and the lower branch. Also, we have the pre-made section, which are leaf branch, wide branch, and foot branch. We have 3 separating points: point A, point B, and point C. We will start from the first section, the main stem pattern. You can capture the screen for your personal use, and then let's get into it. Okay, for the first row, we will start off with 25 chain and then slip stitch it to form the loop. For the second row, we will make 1 chain and then we will make 25 SC on top of this chain. So after you finish this row, you will have 25 stitches. Okay, now you finished the second row, you will have something like this, and then continue working until row 14. On row 15, we will start working on the hole for separation point A. Now, if you can see for row 15, I will skip 2 stitches. So when you skip it, just fasten off and then just skip 2 stitches and then slip stitch the yarn in again and then keep working according to this pattern. Now you see I have 2 stitches skipped. Alright, and then for row 14, we skip 4 stitch. This 4 stitch will include the 2 stitch of the previous row as well. Alright, you get something like this after you skip the 4th stitch. And then for row 17, you will need to make 3 chains over the skip space, and then just continue working on it like this. After that, you get the hole for separation point A, and then keep working on the stem until you reach row 40. For row 40, you will make separation point B. For separation point B, row 40, you will make 4 SC. Then make SC on 2 layers. Join 2 layers like this. You can refer to the chart on the right hand side of the screen. Yeah, make SC on both layers. And then just work on the other side. Continue working to SC and then change color to SC and then change color to another SC again. So basically it is 5 SC. And then you finish this row. Next is about the left branch. You can capture the screen. For the left branch, you continue working on row 41. So now you can just basically continue row 41 to 46. Alright, and now when you finish that, you will get something like this. Now for the Y instruction, we will use the Y 40 cm Y and the shorter Y, which is 15 cm, and then just put the Y as follows. Okay, to illustrate it, use 40 cm Y and fold it in half, and then just insert the Y according to the instruction, which is inserting to the main stem. So we insert it, and we make sure that we will have the Y for all the branches. We have the Y for the left branch and the right branch as well. So it's going to be like this. Okay, and then cut the Y for 15 cm, and then just roll it around the main stem structure for about 3 cm at the bottom. Okay, so this is a branch of the lower branch. Now we are finished with the Y insertion. Okay, then you can continue working on the left branch. This is the separating point C. We will make the upper branch. For row 47A, we will make 1 SC and then make 1 chain, and then we skip 5 stitches. By wrapping around the Y, you can see the instruction on the right side of the screen, and then you make SC, again skip 5 stitches. So if you can see that for SC, 1 chain SC will cover the new Y, and then we work on the Y. First of all, make 3 HDC. So you can basically work on the new Y like this. Okay, 3 HDC, and then make 4 SC on the wire. You can refer to the chart on the right side as well. Alright, and now just turn the Y back into the loop, and then keep working on. For the last one, for the last stitch, it would be slip stitch. So put the hook into the loop and make slip stitch and then fasten off. Okay, now we have the upper branch. Alright, and then we continue the left bunch press pattern for row 47 to row 49. You can capture the screen. Okay, for row 47, we will starting work on the main part again by slip stitch the yarn in and continue making 5 SC around. After making 5 SC, you will need to make 2 chain. 1, 2, okay, 2 chain, and then wrap across the stem like this, wrap across the branch, and then make SC. So you will have 7 stitches here. So for 2 chain, you will make it above the upper branch. That's it. And then for row 48, you will basically work on 5 SC and then make 1 SC on that chain. Okay, and I recommend you insert the foot branch before making row 48 because it might be harder to insert it afterward. Okay, for row 49, this row will have the hole. For the row that have the hole, we will basically make 1 chain and then skip 1 stitch. So we skipped in order to exclude the branch out of the wire. Yeah, so we make SC like this. Yeah, we make 2 SC for this row and then make 1 chain like this and then skip 1 stitch to exclude the push branch and then make SC once again. Alright, just like it, and then keep making 3 SC until you finish the end of this row. So for any row with the hole, you can do 1 chain and skip 1 stitch anywhere depending on the direction of the branch that you want it to be. So it depends on your design. Okay, and then continue on the left branch from row 49 to row 69. You can just do it like this. So for row 51, is a row with the hole. I also make 1 chain and then skip 1 stitch to exclude the leaf branch out, and then continue making 5 SC as follows. So it is the same concept as what I did for the foot branch. Then let's move on to row 70 of this left branch. For row 70, we will insert the P-made Y branch. To make the P-made Y branch, you will need to cut the follow Y for 8 cm and then make 20 chain. After that, you tie the chain to the wire and then just make 1 chain wrapping the Y like this. So you make sure that after you make 1 chain, this chain will attach to the wire. After that, keep making 16 SC on this wire. So remember that when you work on the wire, you need to put the hook below the Y and then pull the yarn and then make SC. Okay? Try to put the hook below the Y in order that the Y can stay inside the crochet stitch. And after that, you will need to fold the end of the Y like this and then just cut the exceeded part. Then bend the Y as follows, and also you can decorate it with the maple leaf on the Y as well. You can just sew it like this. Okay, and then now you have the pre-branch leaf. You can continue on row 70 of the left branch by inserting the branch leaf inside, and then just continue row 70 with the hole. So it's actually based on the direction of the hole. You can make like one chain and then insert the P mesh branch and then skip one stitch to exclude the bunch out like this, and then make 5 SC. If you find that if you find that one chain is just too short, you can also make 2 chain as well in order to exclude the P mesh Y branch away. Okay. Alright, after that, just continue until you reach row 75. You will get something like this. And after that, we will make another Y branch, but this one will attach to the main part of the branch, right? For row 75, you will make 21 chain. After that, after you make 21 chain, you just make one chain wrapping around the Ys again, and then turn, and then keep making 11 SC. After you make around 11 SC, you can just insert the leaf branch along with the existing Y like this. Yeah, insert another leaf branch, and then you continue working with these 2 branch inside your crochet stitch. Yeah, make 6 SC and then 2 HDC and then 2 DC until you reach the end of this chain. Okay, after you finish working on the Y branch right here, you can fasten off. After that, you can decorate it with the foot branch by inserting the foot branch into any empty spaces. Okay, and then use the right thread to sew and secure the leaf branches. You can sew all of them to make sure that all of them will firmly attach to the tree. Okay, now we finished the left branch. After that, we will continue making the right branch. We can start it from separating point B and from row 40 of the main stem. So this is row 40 of the main stem. We will need to slip stitch the yarn in. Just slip stitch the yarn in. You can refer to the code on the right side of the screen as well. We slip stitch the yarn in and then make 7 SC around. After you finish making 7SC, you will find that you will be on the end. So what you do is that you make one chain and then cross over to the first stitch and then make one chain. So you will have 8 stitches around totally, and then you can keep working according to the pattern that you have already captured on the previous screen. Yeah, keep working according to the pattern. The concept will be the same as the left branch that you have already learned from the previous section of this video. We can also decorate the branch in the middle of the separating point B as well by inserting it inside, and then also you can insert a foot branch as well, and don't forget to secure it with the light thread. Okay, for the last section is the lower branch. From the lower branch, we will make around row 15 to 17 of the main stem, which is separating point A. So we start from this separating point A, and to make the lower branch, you will slip stitch the yarn in around the lower left corner of this branch, and then make 8SC around. You can refer to the chart that around row 15 to 17 of the main stem, there will be the hole that you made when you work on the main stem part. For this part, you just slip stitch the yarn in and make 8SC around. Actually, you can make more SC if you want to. It just depends on your choice. There is no exact pattern for this. You can adjust it a little bit according to what you need. Alright, now we finish 8SC around, so you will have the shape like this. You can also choose to mix the color like I do, or you can choose to work on only plain color. Also for me, I insert the bigger foot branch at the separating point A as well. If you have the space, you can just put it inside. Also, continue working on the lower branch. This one is using the same concept as the left branch that we have already learned from the previous section. So you can just follow the code that you have already captured on the previous screen. Okay, after the whole decoration, it will be very beautiful. Last but not least, just fill in polyester fiber in the main stem in order that your tea will have the good shape forever. Alright, and now we finished the beautiful tree. I hope you guys didn't find it too hard. And if you have any question, you can comment on the comment in this video. Okay, I hope you guys love this tree like I do. Next part, let's move on to the leather. For the leather, you will need 5 parts, which is 2 parts with the rear and 3 parts with the stems. For the rear part, we will cut 8 cm floral wide and then make 20 chain and then tie the end of the chain to one end of the wire first. And after that, you will wrap the yarn around the wire and then make SC. Then make chain first, okay, make chain first and make sure it's secure inside the wires, and then make SC on the stitch. Remember that you need to put your hook under the Y in order to insert the Y inside your work. Alright, and then make 20 SC. Okay, after you finish making it, just fold the end of the Y. So I try to make it a little bit exceeded, so you can fold it like this, and then you can cut the exceeded part, but you need to fold it first in order to secure the work inside the yarn, inside the Y. Okay. Alright, and then you can cut it like this. For the step, it is the same thing. So you can just cut the Y for 5 cm and then make 7 chain. Tie one end of the chain to the floral Y, and then make 1 chain and make sure that one chain you wrap around the Y as well, and then make 7 SC. Alright, when you finish all the components together, you just assemble it. And this is how you can assemble it. Just try to pierce the step on the rear part, and then you can just sew it basically. Alright, after that, put on another rear part inside and then just sew it as well. Alright, it's almost done. You can just cut the exceeded part of the wire. And then the next part is the broom. For the broom, you will need the sharp part, which will look like the wires. So you can capture the screen for your personal use only. So you can see that I cut the floral wire for like 8 centimeter. Yeah, 7 or 8 centimeter is fine. Also, after you make the shaft, for the shaft you can use the same method as the ladder, the layer from the ladder. After you make the shaft, you can fold the wire just like this, and then you can sew the shaft as follows. Okay, after that, just wrap the end, the loop with the yarn. This is just optional. You can choose not to do it as well. Alright, and it's done like this one. Okay, and then cut the thread for 5 centimeter each. Then fold them half and then make 6 chain. That basically is a chain, and then we will insert like 3 threads on each chain. For 6 chain we will have 18 threads. Okay, we insert like this, and then we can wrap this part, which is a brush, around the shaft, and then you sew it. So you try to sew the thread onto the shaft as well. And then lastly, just trim the brush like this. And now you get the tiny broom, very cute, and you can use it to rake the leaves that fall around the floor. Okay, actually, yeah, you can just use it to sweep the house, but it's just too small. Okay. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description box below. Thank you so much. See you later.